Good morning. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Lieutenant Bryan Crum of the Violent Crimes Division here at CMPD, and I wanted to take a little bit of time this morning to share with you some details of this weekend's homicide investigation. This case really, the work that went into this case truly highlights the outstanding work that our folks put in collaboration with the community in order to swiftly solve just a senseless act of violence, really. The work that we put in is not unusual, but what is unusual is that we're able to share a little bit more about the case with you guys today. Oftentimes, we have to protect some information in the case, but we feel confident we can share a little bit more today with you. So we really wanted to highlight some of this great work. This investigation began with several calls for service on Saturday the 28th. They came in around 6 p.m. on Interstate 85 South, shortly before the Statesville Avenue exit. As is often the case with some of these calls, we get various types of calls. People don't exactly know what they saw, so we had calls spanning from disabled vehicle, car accident, some type of medical call, as well as a shots fired call. So when officers responded, they didn't really know what they had. So upon their arrival, they have to really react quickly to that evolving situation. So when the officers got there, they located Carlton Cartier in his vehicle, and he was deceased of apparent gunshot wounds. So this case transitioned from kind of an unknown type case very rapidly into a homicide investigation. So we had just a great amount of support from members of the community. We had witnesses that remained on scene to speak with us. Obviously, this is the interstates and not necessarily the best place to stop, so we really appreciate them doing that. Other people made themselves available by telephone and communicated just a tremendous amount of information to our initial responding officers. So as they start giving us that information, our patrol division and the North Patrol Division was able to really run with that. And while homicide and major crash are still en route, they're already pursuing these leads aggressively. So because of these efforts, they were able to apprehend a suspect, Kevin Jordan, born in 1997, shortly before 9 p.m. So within a span of about 3 hours, we had somebody in custody on their way down here to speak with our detectives. And I think that really shows the tremendous amount of support we had from the community and the resources that we were able to throw out as a department. Once Jordan got to police headquarters, he was interviewed, and our detectives subsequently charged him with murder, and patrol charged him with a number of charges stemming from a pursuit during his apprehension. This case appears to be a road rage case, which I think also makes this assistance from the community so much more important. Road rage cases are very difficult to solve, as you can imagine, because we don't have those relationships between our suspect and victim that we're often able to capitalize on for leads. So this is what is essentially two people, passing on the interstate, and it spirals out of control and solve that. I'm going to let Captain Ryan Kendall step up here and share some information with you guys about all the Captain Kendall.
Good morning. I appreciate everyone being here. I want to take a minute to highlight some of the fantastic work by the involved officers. Upon receiving the call, quickly ascertained collision, that this was a violent crime incident. He was able to give quick and clear time of day is a challenge. 4th Division 2nd Shift Patrol units responded in shut down the interstate, and I really can't the witnesses. I know Lieutenant Crum touched on this. Individuals that remained on scene and made themselves the suspect and identify the community and the police working together to combat crime. that result. Special thanks to the North Division Crime Reduction. They work primarily in North Division, but the other divisions that were responding, they took it upon to verify the identity of the suspect or the suspect and the suspect vehicle were in their normal area of response. So they really kind of went above move this investigation along as quickly as possible. After a short suspect vehicle traffic attempted to initiate a traffic stop. The suspect refused to stop, followed by a foot pursuit into a wooded area. Real-time crime center, K-9 unit, and the CMPD aviation unit. Suspect was located and peaceful. Just a great example of what can happen when officers and the public work together. Of the victim in this case. Any questions for me about this? Yes, ma'am. The best way is to remove yourself as quickly and safely as possible. Turn off on a side street, slow down, let the other in the back and forth. Yes.
Do we know any of the details of
specifics as to what traffic maneuver or what spark? Not that I'm aware of.
Please repeat the question when you can.
I'm sorry?
Each time you get someone to ask a question, repeat the question so the audience will get it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Did the suspect show any remorse when you guys took him into custody? Did he ask for forgiveness? Did he realize what he did was wrong? Obviously, after he had some time to cool down.
So the question is, did the suspect show remorse, or kind of what was his, where was his mind at, his demeanor when he was apprehended? He did speak with us, I can tell you that. I don't want to get too far into the specifics of the statement, but I think that certainly he had wished that this hadn't gotten to where it got to.
In this situation, will he undergo any type of psych eval? I mean, to pull out a gun and shoot someone if he got cut off.
Yeah, so the question is, will the suspect undergo any kind of psychological evaluation? So that's something that typically is a decision that's made by the court. That's not something that's done as a part of our investigation. I think it certainly is, kind of shocking to the average person that, a case would escalate from, again, some driving conduct into violence. But I think it goes back to that theme sometimes that we see, time and time again, really, where we have very minor disputes escalate into violence. This one just happens to be over, traffic maneuvers, as opposed to some of the other things that are just exceedingly simple. I mean, I even think back to arguments over fast food resulting in a murder. It seems very, very simple to us, but there's something that triggers that person. So that's, as far as the evaluation goes, that goes to the courts.
Are you guys looking for a first-degree murder charge on this case, or are you looking for a smaller charge?
So at this time, Jordan is charged with murder, which includes the first and second degree. And I'm sorry, the question was, are we looking for first or second degree? So we have charged murder, which includes both. As far as first or second degree, that's a decision to be made by a jury.